We're going to look at quantum computing here on the weekly chart. You can see that basically over the past 3 months, not a whole lot of movement in here. We all know that the big hype right here is over, that the big pump is over, consolidation is happening. And then now we're just kind of waiting, right? We're kind of wrapped around this 9-day EMA that's currently trading at 731. And over these past 3 months, basically each week, you're getting around $1 to $1.50 move in here. So if you are playing for that dollar to $1.50 move, that's fine. You're shaving some cents off here and there. You're taking some low risk, low reward trades. That's completely fine. But you have to realize that is what you're playing for. We are no longer playing for a large big run up in here on some pump or some hype or just a big drawdown, right? So 731, that's going to be our first resistance. You're looking for about $1.50 move in there on the week. So far, we had a low of 683 and a high of 786. So perhaps that move already came, or there's more in here. We'll have to kind of wait and see what's going on for the rest of the week in here with two more trading sessions to go. Now, support wise, it's all going to be about this 778.6 level. That's your fib level, and that's going to be $6.31. So this 78.6% fib level, it's going to be $6.31. That's going to be the main area in here. So if you can get this thing down in here to those low 630s in the middle of this week, you might be able to take this thing long right here for a support. That is, if it does hold. If we do kind of work our way up to that 731, then that might be a time, or even the high of 786 in here. You might be, might be time to kind of take this thing short. It all kind of depends on what happens overall in the market and then any news that comes out. And also, by the way, we need some volume in here, guys. We have no volume. Basically, your options chain, kind of the volume got sucked out of there as well because of all the hype gone. So you need volume basically everywhere. You need RSI to no longer be neutral. It's smack dab in the middle. It's 50. And it has been ever since for, let's see, middle of March. So you need some volume in here. You need some action. You're not getting that. But if you are playing low risk, low reward, low IV, just trying to shave some pennies off here and there, then that is fine. Or if you're looking for ways to get long in here in this stock, I would suggest even just selling some $6 puts in here. That's completely fine. Just sell the puts at $6. If it doesn't breach $6, you made 25 cents, whoop-de-doo, and you know what I mean? And in 2 weeks, you made 25 cents, whatever, it's $25. But worst case scenario, getting long at $6. You don't want to buy it up here at $7. You want to buy it at $6. So that's what I would do if I was trying to get long in here, or if you just want to buy something outright. There is no volume to sell covered calls really against this, unless you're like at the eights or something like that. You have to kind of go close in here to the current stock price to actually make some money. And it's not worth getting your shares called away unless you're trying to really make that dollar profit off of each share. So again, low risk, low reward in here. We're watching the 631 and we're looking at that 731 level in here, which is your 9-day EMA here on the weekly chart. Now, if we go to the daily chart, you kind of see what happened each day. You did have a big move. That is going to be last Friday. You had that big dollar swing within 1 day. So that is an outlier move compared to where we've been for the rest of the days in here of the week over the past 3 weeks or so. You can see the two red dojis right here on the daily charts, indecision and more indecision, right wrapped around that 9-day EMA. So we have to be careful in here as we're looking for perhaps maybe a little reverse, or is it saying, hey, we're not going to hold up right here at these low sevens. Therefore, we're going to have to pull back down in here and touch these 630s one more time. So that's going to be something in here that we are going to be kind of watching, and perhaps maybe some volume, maybe some unusual activity will come with one of these pullbacks or one of these rip ups, and then that'll really get our attention. But until then, if you're just playing for those $1.50 moves per week, go right ahead. That is completely fine. Low risk, low reward in here. IV is at 7, right around a, let's see, 40-cent expected move within the next two trading sessions. By next week, right around a dollar move. To go all the way out to June, you have right around a $1.71 expected move in here. And you do have earnings coming up. That is going to be next week. So May 15th after market, you do have earnings coming up. So perhaps a little bit of an earnings run could happen in here, especially if we get closer to that $8 area, and then we perhaps work our way to that $9 area. But again, we're going to need some volume in here to help us with that. So all in all, 731, 631, those are your levels in here. We'll see what happens. Wait for some volume to come in, and then we'll see what goes on as we get closer to earnings for quantum computing. All right, guys, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.